in this video we will continue with the tennis player project. If you remember last time we wrote the tennis player and a tester class. In the tennis player we have constructors, setters and getters and information about the tennis player, and this information returns the full name and then per game, the score per game. So here in this video I will explain the team class. So we have another class which is team, and each team has several tennis players. And if you remember, each tennis player also have some scores for each game. So in the tennis player, we declare the array on the top as the instance variable tennis player, and remember that each element of this array is a tennis player, which means it is a pointer or a reference to a tennis player. And then in the constructor for the team, we create the array. So remember, also in the tennis player, we did the same thing. In the constructor, we create the array. So here, default constructor, we create the array. So in the team class, we also have setter and getter for the name. And then information. Information is we want to display the team name on the top, and then we will display the list of the players in this team. So in the team, we also, let's write another method. Let's write it here. And to add a player into the team. So this is very similar to this one. So play game. Okay, so you insert a new item into the scores array. Similarly, so we add that in here. So here we say public, and this doesn't have to return anything. This can be void. And then so let's call this add player. Okay, and the parameter will be a pointer to player. So what is it? Tennis player. So we say tennis player. Okay, and let's call this P, meaning the parameter player. And so here we say to insert that. This is very similar to this one, play game. Okay, so here we have count in the team. Similarly, we have player count, and the array is array players. Okay, and then in the square bracket, player count. Okay, and equals to so here array players. So equals to this parameter, which is P. We are not done yet, so we need to increment the player count by 1. Okay, so player count by 1. Okay, and so after that, let's test it. So in the tester, so let's create a team. So we say team, and let me call that T1. And then let's say new team. Okay, so team. Okay, so now let's give a name to our team. So we say T1 dot set name. Okay, and then let's call this team, I don't know what it would be, team Apple. Okay, all right, so after this, so let's add okay, so now let's display the information. So T1 dot info. So if I run it, okay, it says no players. Okay, and then here it says team name, team Apple, and no players. By the way, let's put some \n here just before the team name. Okay, so now let's add a player. So in the tester class, okay, so in the tester class, we say T1 dot add player. So let's add one of the players. So let's add, we have Bilal Gonen here, P1. Okay, so I add P1, and let's add one more, T1 dot add player, and now let's put the P2. After that, let's display the information again. So information of the team. So here, if I run it, okay. So here, team name, it says Team Apple, no players, and we added 2 players, and Team Apple, and full name this and full name this. So it displays all the players. So if you look at the method here, so here we say info, and we display the name of the team even if there is no players. So this is not doesn't depend on this condition. And we have if player is 0, then we say no players. Otherwise, we have a for loop, and notice that we don't use length method here, not method, length variable here. We don't say player count dot length. Otherwise, if you put length, then it would be 15. So it will iterate 15 times, and it would be null pointer exception actually. So we say count, and because array players and I. So this is a pointer. It is a reference to player dot info, and we display the information of this player. Okay, and then this is the result. I hope this is clear to everybody, and see you at the next video. Have a nice day.